letting that connection with the breath provide the support and the ground to hold your practice. The in-breath and the out-breath are very reliable, and anytime you need to check back with them, they'll be there for you. Bringing awareness to this person sitting in a body. Just noticing that's what's going on. There's someone sitting. And offering good wishes to this sitting person. Good wishes that are abundant, that have no measure, extending above and below and all around. May I be safe, well, and happy, whatever the circumstances, whatever the present situation. May I be safe, well, and happy. And repeating those words again and again, offering them so freely. May I be safe, well, and happy. If other things call to your mind, if you find yourself looking in other directions, just notice that for a moment. And then come back to the words. May I be safe, well, and happy. Bringing to mind someone who is dear to you. Letting yourself really form a strong sense of a connection with them, whether that's by imagining their face or having a particular memory of a time together, just something to evoke that presence, and offering love and good wishes to them. May you be safe, well, and happy. And just repeating those words. What a pleasure it is to offer love to a dear one. That feeling of pleasure begins to interweave itself with the words. May you be safe, well, and happy. understanding that just as we wish happiness for ourselves and for our loved ones, so does everyone else. So do people that we don't feel anything in particular for. So do people who we have a hard time with. Those we encounter personally and those we encounter at a distance or don't encounter at all. All share in this wish. And with this understanding, we can extend the words of Metta and the feeling of Metta to invite true happiness for all beings. May all beings be safe, well, and happy. May all beings be safe, well, and happy. Held with the support of the breath, held also with the support of our heart and minds, loving kindness, and tender, precious intentions to offer goodwill in every direction, above and below, to all beings as to ourselves. We turn to the practice of the Charnel ground meditation. Each invitation to view a corpse as it changes following death is an invitation to see as if there were, not to try and make there actually be a real presence in your mind, but with that distance of seeing as if. Just enough seeing to help us let go of what's not ours and rest in the peace of that understanding. The breath and the heart and mind's goodwill are always there to support us, and any time during this contemplation, you're welcome to move back into that focus if that seems more useful to you. Here one abides, contemplating the body as a body, ardent, fully aware, and mindful, having put away covetousness and grief for the world. Contemplating as though they were to see a corpse thrown aside in a charnel ground, 1, 2, 3 days dead, bloated, livid, and oozing matter. We compare this same body with it thus. This body too is of the same nature. It will be like that. It is not exempt from that fate. Again, as though one were to see a corpse thrown aside in a charnel ground, being devoured by crows, hawks, vultures, dogs, jackals, or various kinds of worms. We compare this same body with it thus. This body too is of the same nature. It will be like that. It is not exempt from that fate. Again, as though one were to see a corpse thrown aside in a charnel ground, a fleshless skeleton smeared with blood, held together with sinews. We compare this same body with it thus. This body too is of the same nature. It will be like that. It is not exempt from that fate. Again, as though one were to see a corpse thrown aside in a charnel ground, disconnected bones scattered in all directions. Here a hand bone, there a foot bone, here a shin bone, there a thigh bone, here a hip bone, there a backbone, here a rib bone, there a breastbone, here an arm bone, there a shoulder bone, here a neck bone, there a jawbone, here a tooth, there the skull. We compare this same body with it thus. This body too is of the same nature. It will be like that. It is not exempt from that fate. Again, as though one were to see a corpse thrown aside in a charnel ground. Bones bleached white, the color of shells. We compare this same body with it thus. This body too is of the same nature. It will be like that. It is not exempt from that fate. Again, as though one were to see a corpse thrown aside in a charnel ground, bones heaped up more than a year old, we compare this body with it thus. This body too is of the same nature. It will be like that. It is not exempt from that fate. Again, as though one were to see a corpse thrown aside in a charnel ground, bones rotted and crumbled to dust. We compare this same body with it thus. This body too is of the same nature. It will be like that. It is not exempt from that fate. Clearly seeing impermanence. Breathing in, we know we're breathing in. Breathing out, we know we're breathing out. We abide independent, not clinging to anything in the world. That is how we contemplate the body as a body.